throughout the afternoon to be wearing a woolen bobble hat. We are the champions, say the Everton fans, and United's fans hoping their team can puncture the tremendous procession that Everton have had towards the honours over the last couple of weeks. Well, there's movement in the tunnel. There's been movement down there much earlier. Neville Southall, the Everton goalkeeper, was warming up down in that tunnel for 20 minutes. The two managers leading out their teams, with Dickie Bird, the FA official, ahead of them. Whatever you achieve in the game, I would have thought this for the managers must be the greatest moments, wearing black armbands, as you can see, in respect and memory of those who died at Bradford a week ago this afternoon. What a welcome! With Peter Willis, the referee from County Durham, bringing up the rear. There always seems to be a great affinity between these two clubs, and particularly between the two managers, Howard Kendall and Ron Atkinson, who believe in so much of the good things in the game, positive attacking play. Their sides really reflect that. And now, on the biggest stage of all, have a chance to show it to the world again this afternoon. Well, the atmosphere is more tense and the drama seems to be greater here as we await the start than it really was for Everton in Rotterdam on Wednesday, when they took that game by storm and won the Cup Winners' Cup. Guest of honour today, His Royal Highness the Duke of Kent, who is the President of the Football Association, making his way up the red carpet, accompanied by Mr. Bert Minichip, Chairman of the Football Association, and behind him Ted Croker, the Secretary of the FA. And first, the national anthem.
The national anthem.
The Everton, who are presented first, their captain Kevin Ratcliffe. Introducing first of all the new footballer of the year, Neville Southall, the goalkeeper, Andy Gray there. Trevor Stephen. And Graham Sharp with 30 goals this season. What a season he's had. Kevin Sheedy, the free kick expert, and the substitute, Alan Harper. And it's tough, really, when you think of the strong squads that both these players have got. The quality of the players who can't even get onto the subs bench in both sides. And the referee having a word with Paul Bracewell and Peter Reid. And Howard Kendall. Well, he was here last season, and 18 months ago, they were calling for his head. We just cheer his name. Howard's blue and white army. Brian Robson, captain of his country as well as his club. Gary Bailey and John Gidman. Mark Hughes, the young footballer of the year. And Arthur Orbiston, such a consistent player at left back. You look for the heroes and you look for the unsung heroes, and Orbiston is one of them. Mark Hughes, Jesper Olsen, the little Dane, in his size 5.5 boots. Big Paul McGrath, Norman Whiteside, only 20 last week, Norman. He's packed a good deal into the last 3 or 4 years of his football career. Ron Atkinson. Enjoying every moment of it, and why not? And of course, now being offered a new 3-year contract at Old Trafford, which he will be glad to accept. Peter Willis, a police officer from County Durham, strong disciplinarian. He was refereed here before in a Milk Cup final, Liverpool against Tottenham. And his 2 linesmen, Mr. Holbrook and Mr. Keane. At this point, Ian St John, very briefly, they just want to get on with it, don't they?
Oh yeah, this is the worst part now. You know, they've had the anthem, they've shook hands with everybody. Now it's a case of, come on lads, you know, let's get a little loosen up here, get the balls out, and that's exactly what United are doing. They're breaking away, and it's the 2 or 3 minutes between now and kick-off, you know, that the players want to get out the road as quickly as possible, right, and get on with the serious business.
Right, let's have the teams then and take a check on both of them. Everton first of all, with Neville Southall, who else in goal? Got a strong back four. It's the side, in fact, that won the Cup Winners' Cup. Ratcliffe, Mountfield, Stevens and Van der Howe, who's playing his first game at Wembley. In the midfield, well, Stephen and Sheedy are there as midfielders, but they'll go flying up the wing. Reid and Bracewell so strong in the middle of it all. And up front, of course, what a combination. Sharp with so many goals this season, 30, Andy Gray with 14. Manchester United, Gary Bailey in goal for them. Referee, in fact, on the centre spot. Gary Bailey then in goal. Let's take this Manchester United team now, and their back four. McGrath and Moran. No place for Graham Hogg, who was injured. It's tough for him, one of these quality players who can't get in. And in the midfield, no doubt that Robson and Whiteside will have so much influence. Strachan and Olsen will be doing the roaring down the wings. Up front, Hughes, what a season he's had. And Frank Stapleton playing in his 5th FA Cup final. Peter Willis then. We heard earlier in our programme that both the managers had had a jog this morning. So too did the referee. He went jogging around Hyde Park, and he's about to toss up with a famous old penny that he's got from 1963, which was the year in which he started refereeing. And as he told me this morning, I never for a moment dreamt that when I started in 63 that I'd be in a cup final at Wembley in 85. Peter Willis, good, strong referee. He'll allow no nonsense, and Brian Robson has won that first toss. Just before the kick-off, we shall have a 1-minute silence in memory of those who lost their lives last Saturday afternoon in that appalling fire in Bradford, and remembering of those who are left to mourn. A very strong link with Bradford this day. The FA Cup, in fact, that's being played for today was made in Bradford by Fattorini and Sons, and the first winners back in 1911 were, in fact, Bradford City. They beat Newcastle in a replay, and another coincidence, that was at Old Trafford, Manchester, the home of Manchester United. So before the action, we pay our respects for those who lost their lives last Saturday afternoon. The banner that we saw, I think, says everything we need to say. The world of football sends its sympathy to Bradford. So it's Everton then who will kick off in an all-blue strip today. Manchester United in red shirts and white shorts. The team that are seeking this incredible treble are underway again. Both sides playing their 60th game of the season, when they're both mentally and physically pretty tired, needing to put in one big effort in front of this mammoth crowd here at Wembley today. It's a free kick straight away to Manchester United. The foul there by Graham Sharp. Gary Bailey. Vandenhauer. There's a foul on Stapleton. United want to take it quickly. Bracewell was back quickly to make sure they couldn't. Robson, number 7. Short to Strachan. Played in quickly for Mark Hughes. That's Andy Gray giving the first touch to Neville Southall. Slightly eccentric character. He doesn't drive, he cycles to work. He keeps that one old jersey, which he takes home and gets washed. Won't allow the club laundry to do it for him. But what a keeper. There's Alveston. Done well there by Stapleton, but Sheedy was in quickly for Everton, and Vandenhauer will get it back again to Neville Southall. Neville, in fact, who's for Everton been here 3 times and has yet to concede a goal. This is Whiteside. Jesper Olsen. And an offside, surely. Yes, against Mark Hughes. Just a little bit of jockeying for position, really, in these opening moments, Ian.
Well, that was a close one there, really, and Hughes is so sharp a boy, and Everton do push up, you know, that they have to be very careful, because a ball like that played through that gap, and he's onto it like in a flash.
Olsen. Moran to McGrath. Ratcliffe. It's Manchester United's throw, which John Goodman will take. And who's volunteered to take any penalties if Manchester United get them, Goodman. McGrath. Good interception by Mountfield. Andy Gray coming steaming back. Trevor Stephen with the missed kick. Trying to make something of it with a header. Really competitive in these opening moments in that midfield, and another free kick given towards Manchester United. Kevin Moran here. It's incredible, really, when you think of the injuries that he's had over the years, and it's because of an injury to young Graham Hogg that Kevin has now found his way back into a cup final side. It's one of the little ironies of the game as Moran now takes his free kick. Flicked on by Stapleton. Whiteside trying to get in there, and corner given, and Southall is in trouble in the clash with Whiteside, as Whiteside went for that high bouncing ball. Ian St John.
Well, I did think it was a 50-50 ball, and I think the Whiteside was entitled to go for it. And the referee obviously felt that as well, because I don't think he gave the foul. Here it's coming up now, and we'll see. It was Norman got to the ball first, all right, hooked it over Neville's head, and the clash. I don't think there was anything malicious in that.
Well, he's moving a little more freely now, ready to take the goal kick himself. Moran beating Gray in the air. Robson dominant again. Vandenhauer Again, there was a clash in the midfield. I think possibly Reed and Whiteside. And the referee has given another free kick to Manchester United. Such a massive build-up in this game, and Ron Atkinson is one who feels that people won't be disappointed because there are so many positive players on both sides. Orbiston came off Olsen. 5 minutes gone. Olsen, who's got his mother and his sister over here from Denmark. And most, he says, of the little village from where he comes, they've left 2 behind to guard the village, he says. So there's quite a big Danish influence here at Wembley this afternoon as well. Long free kick towards Andy Gray, flinging himself at that. It'll fall for Trevor Stephen, who's got Graham Sharp in the middle. Gary Stevens now comes for Trevor Stephen, jinking and bobbing and weaving, gets it back to his full-back Stevens. One for Gary Bailey to catch.
As it happens, it's a nice little ball to get, that, Brian, you know, one where nobody's come in to challenge you, and you can go out there, reach up, pick it out the air, and it gives you a load of confidence that early in a game.
Kidman, Stapleton, just in play, forcing it through to little Strachan. Now for Brian Robson. Will he drive it from a long way out? Not with the venom that we saw in that semi-final against Liverpool. Free kick now to Everton. Sharp being watched by Moran. Sharp, who scored here against Watford last season. The opening goal, Andy Gray got the second one. Stevens with the free kick towards Graham Sharp, but Bracewell tried to get in on the rebound. Reed is the man who comes for it, but again the whistle had gone. A lot of stoppages at the moment.
I'll tell you what I can never understand, Brian. The ball rolled down to the halfway line, right beside the linesman, and he never kicked it back. He just left it. I mean, I can't believe that, can you? Why doesn't he knock it back and say, all right, lads, let's get on with the game? Gordon Strachan had a word with him, actually.
Everton with 7 appearances, they've won 3, Manchester United have won 5. Robson, Strachan. Whiteside's pass nearly falling for Gray. Jesper Olsen. Oh, very well watched by Gary Stevens, and a fine ball if he can get to Sharp, but McGrath was quick to spot the possibilities that were there for a moment for Everton, and then gets a goal kick. But some very good defending by Gary Stevens of Everton. You get the feeling that Jesper Olsen might just be happy in these conditions, this big Wembley surface. But he was well watched by the number 2 of Everton there, who slung a really good-looking ball towards his big striker, Graham Sharp. And then now, Gray's jump, won by Alderston. In goes Moran. Stevens with Everton's throw. Little long one searching into that Man United box. Oh, just wide from Peter Reid. He's only got 4 goals this season and none of them in the cup. And after Bailey had come and hadn't punched it very far, Reid was there. And what an escape for United. Everton's first corner, first of the game. Trevor Steven towards the near post. Again, Gray flinging himself at it and Sheeder's left foot, giving Bailey the chance to catch.
Well, Gary Bailey actually must have been told before the game, I think, to come for the long throw-ins from Steven. And he came for that one, really only scratched at it, Brian, and very lucky Man United to get away with that one.
Well, here's Reid again, the man who really was unlucky. And it might fall for him. It has. Gidman's after him. And Gidman's in. What a tough little character Peter Reid is. He and Bracewell in the middle of the field, so competitive. And Vandenhauwe, another long throw. Is Bailey coming for this one? He is, but this time with a catch. Stapleton, a clear header for him, just as it was for Mountfield above Mark Hughes. White side to Olsen. And after that, he says to Alveston. Gary Stevens there as well. Young man who's forced his way into the England squad, and in the opening 11 minutes of this cup final, you can see why. Strachan. Olsen, cut out again by Stevens. Strachan. Moran. Ratcliffe readjusting well, got his header in but didn't get much ground on it. Gidman curling it in, a good one. Oh, for a moment Southall hesitated, he came and he hesitated, and either Hughes or Stapleton could have got a little touch there. Splendid work though by Gidman, and an escape for Everton. Good ball in by John Gidman.
Well, I did say before the game, Brian, and on the ball, that I expect Gidman to do that kind of thing, get down there and knock some good balls into the box.
Hughes. Vandenhauwe couldn't stop him, and Robson has now got Hughes on his way again. Again the low cross coming in, that time met by Mountfield, supported by Ratcliffe, and whacked away towards Sharp. A foul by Sharp on Moran and a free kick. Moran towards Stapleton, nodded in nicely. Can Hughes get in? But the whistle must have gone. Gray's header. And one by Stephen. Sharp. Alveston. Vandenhauwe. Everton's throw. A throw by Gary Stevens, and Gray for a moment looked as though he might have got in behind Manchester United. Knocking it about with great confidence at the moment, Everton. Vandenhauwe. Ron Atkinson with Mick Brown on the left. And the Everton bunch or bench rather, just away to the right of our picture. Graham Hogg, I can see in the background, so unlucky not to be playing. Mark Higgins. And there's the Everton substitute on the right of the picture, Alan Harper. Tic-tac work from Howard Kendall. Sharp. Quarter of an hour of the game gone of this 1985 FA Cup final. Manchester United 0, Everton 0. Howe's long throw towards Sharp, but got somebody's header in. Reid. Sharp again, or rather Bracewell now for Sharp. Bracewell. Reid. Stevens. Cut out there by Whiteside, finding Jesper Olsen, bringing Orbiston nicely into it. Here come United again. Played him beautifully for Mark Hughes. The flag stays down. And tremendous work by Peter Reid. United looked really dangerous there, because after Hughes had made his run, Whiteside and Stapleton made a tremendous burst into that Everton penalty area. But Peter Reid, his defending was absolute perfection.
I think young Hughes showed his inexperience slightly there, Brian, because as he ran into the box, Frank Stapleton was running in at the far post on his own, and a little ball played in there would have been lovely for him. But great work by Peter Reid, by the way. It was fantastic, you know, to be back there and covering.
What was it for, says Andy Gray? I think the referee indicated that his elbows were a little too high. It's a free kick again to Manchester United. And it's Ra playing it towards Hughes. And this time a free kick's gone the other way. Outfield. Side against Bray. So setting a good example, going and collecting the ball himself, Andy Gray. Well done. Free kick to Manchester United. Kevin Moran with it. And now Orbiston. Goodman. Sort of pushing header for Paul McGrath. Paul Bracewell made his first appearance for Everton here at Wembley in the Charity Shield last August. Brandon Howe. Manchester United back four had pushed right forward. 20 players were compressed into about 12 yards either side of the centre line. Bailey down, the ball away, and Bailey dribbling his way. Not only that, but finding Jesper Olsen, and now Whiteside. Stapleton. Oh, what a good ball for Strachan. And an even better ball now as he picks up Mark Hughes. Jesper Olsen waiting in the middle. And a poor finish there by Hughes. Sheedy can take it up now for Everton. Sharp. McGrath to safety. Stapleton again. Strachan. So much experience of cup finals, little Gordon Strachan, 3 of them with Aberdeen. His first season with Manchester United, of course, as is Jesper Olsen on the ball at the moment, finding Frank Stapleton. Whiteside's gone through as well. Still with Stapleton, play on, said the referee. It's with Brian Robson. Poor finish. In fact, having trouble with the black armband, which he's now given to the referee. It was slipping off his arms. So far, no real trouble for Neville Southall with his goal kick for Everton. 0-0. Albiston. Everton's throw. Gray. Gidman. Strange ball, that one. What was he thinking of? That's Everton's throw. And another one. This time it'll be Gary Stevens, and it probably means another long one. A really long one it is too, and again fisted, and again it really wasn't getting much distance with his punching, Gary Bailey. Ian?
Well, Kevin Moran was telling him to catch it, Brian, and really he can't afford to be, sclaffing at balls and knocking him down there.
Well, he's got some more practice coming up now. Another long one from Gary Stevens, just short of the keeper. Knocked on there by Sharp. Claims that the ball came up and hit a Manchester United hand, but nothing given. Gary Stevens curling it in again, this time towards Andy Gray, who wants a corner but gets a goal kick. Just over 20 minutes gone. Your impressions so far, Ian?
Well, Everton are doing most of their best attacks down the right-hand side there, Brian, and that's where they're knocking the balls in. Good crosses coming in, and also long throw-ins coming in from that side as well, with Gary Stevens. And I must say, Gary Bailey's looked a little bit shaky with them, hasn't he? He's only one where he's really come and held.
McGrath. That was Van den Hauwe heading it on. It'll reach Gray. Now Sheedy with that expert left foot, which wasn't quite so expert then. Robson. Mixed memories of Wembley, I would think, for Gary Bailey. An absolutely astounding save in the last minute in 1983 here against Gordon Smith of Brighton, which would have cost United the game. Here's Sharp. Trying to get it through to Bracewell. And then, of course, making his England debut, Gary Bailey, getting one through against the Republic of Ireland, which maybe he would prefer to forget. But now Stapleton. Hit well and save well. Beautifully struck shot there by Stapleton. But a certain nonchalance about the way that Neville Southall picked it out of the air. Albiston, it'll get to Bailey, I think. Oh, didn't make much of it though, and Albiston knocked it away. That looked as though it really should have been Gary Bailey's ball. Stevens, Albiston away. Perfect conditions down there. It's cooled off a little bit, and there was just a degree of softness about the turf when I went on it this morning after the rain we've had over the last fortnight or so. Reed, and now Reed. Sheedy. Moran. Stapleton. 25 minutes gone. Everton 0, Manchester United 0. Everton throw. Sheedy with it. Leaving it for Pat van den Hauwe. Bracewell. Van den Hauwe. Turned in towards Trevor Stephen, but it's Bailey's ball. Olsen. Bit of space for him now. Robson. Reed. High and hopefully towards Gary Bailey. Andy Gray's coming in there to make life really unpleasant, but Bailey hung on to it. Really testing him in every way at the moment, Ian, aren't they?
Oh yeah, it's never easy when you're faced with somebody like Andy Gray. But the game at the moment has been very cagey, both sides not taking any chances, and you know, they're just knocking it back to the goalkeeper, playing it very safe. And the creative players, you know, Olsen's not come into the game, Sheedy, both left wingers haven't really come into the game at all yet.
Kevin Moran with the free kick for Manchester United. Stevens and McGrath. Hughes, Olsen, beaten by Ratcliffe. My word, he's quick, but he'll need to be to get that one. Now Bailey for the second time, coming out and doing a defender's job, but getting it into touch for an Everton throw. Everton do win, they become only the fourth team this century to win the cup in successive seasons. Now Sheedy. Newcastle did it in 51 and 52, Spurs in 61 and 62, and then Spurs again in 81 and 82. Stephen holding off Olsen, but not the second time. Support from Bracewell. Outfield available. And as Ian St John was saying, they're very cagey at the moment. Nobody taking any chances. The long back pass to Neville Southall. Ulverston. Robson very smart into that challenge. And the free kick given Manchester United's way, but taken too quickly and not from the right spot. And Andy Gray being called to the referee, I think, having a little too much to say for himself. Free kicks Manchester United's. And I'm not sure whether... Yes, John Goodman's got something in his eye. And of course, here are the sides that have actually done the double. The two recent ones, of course, are Tottenham in 60-61 and Arsenal in 70-71. Another free kick, and Andy Gray at the centre of a little dispute there with Gordon Strachan, and claiming that he went for the ball. It's Goodman with the free kick for Manchester United. Whiteside trying to get in and making a contact there, but Gary Stevens, who's hardly put a foot wrong in these opening half hour or so, gets it clear, and here's Trevor Steven. Orbiston. And Mountfield back quickly. Needs something at the moment, Ian, to lift it a bit, doesn't it?
Well, yes, you know, I've been watching Peter Reid, and he's been telling the Everton lads to, you know, keep it calm, you know, play it nice and easy and whatever, and it probably suits Everton, you know, the way the game is going at the moment. I think Manchester United really have to step the pace of the game up. It'd be in their favour if they could do that.
Whiteside. Another Manchester United throw. Still the nearest to a goal, a shot by Peter Reid that hit the Manchester United post and flicked away. Mountfield turning it in. McGrath getting it away. Little Olsen is up. Gary Stevens. Moran. Shot in the back by Stevens on Stapleton. A free kick again to Manchester United. Again. Reid for Everton. Brandon Howe. And he's gone past Brian Robson. Finding Andy Gray, bringing in Kevin Sheedy. Bracewell. Sharp on the far side. The flag was up. Of course, one of the things, Ian St John, is that they do know so much about each other. They cancel each other out in so many areas.
I was just thinking that, Brian. They're showing each other so much respect that up to now, really, we've had a non-event, you know, and I just hope the whole thing can brighten up.
Here's Whiteside. No free kick given. Although two Everton players seem to clatter into Whiteside there, one from one side and one from the other, as he came charging in. But the referee said no foul. Gary Stevens got it back. Doing a little bit of chivying there on McGrath. Nice flick in that time. by Stapleton, but dispossessed by Bracewell. Here's Sheedy, and an offside against Sharp, and a foul there by the England captain on Kevin Sheedy, and Brian Robson will be booked. He went for the ball, he said. You could probably lip read it. And referee Willis thought otherwise, and Everton have the free kick. Sheedy curling one of those wicked left-footed free kicks. But Albiston prevented going for the corner, and Manchester United gets a throw. Sheedy trying to force his way clear. Cup final, we expected so much of it, but it really hasn't taken off as yet. Ratcliffe, though, finding Gray. And now Trevor Steven. And now a deep cross towards Graham Sharp. He's got up well for it, but Gidman was there to hook it away. Everton's corner. Trevor Steven will take it. Gary Bailey on his line, with Vanden Hauwe ahead of him at the near post. Andy Gray in two. And Mountfield and Sharp and Stevens preparing to launch themselves from deep. Trevor Steven then with that corner. The near post well guarded by Frank Stapleton. He needs to do it again, but that time it was Gidman who got it away to Strachan. Getting it through to Robson. Going through nicely to Jesper Olsen. Now the little Dane's on his way. Bracewell's after him. Cut in nicely there, but Ratcliffe doing a fine job for Everton, and Sheedy equally as he sets Bracewell on his way. It's a bit more like it the last minute or so. Bracewell to Stevens, straight to Albiston. Stapleton. Pace has pepped up a little bit now, and the anticipation too. Robson, chip for Whiteside. Jesper Olsen. Played beautifully with the outside of the boot and accurately that time to Gidman. Here's Strachan. Hughes. Strachan, the little chip in, and Gary Stevens, so reliable again in this cup final there for Everton. Peter Reid. Couldn't keep it in. Manchester United's throw. Sense the game has begun to lift off a little bit in the last 2 or 3 minutes now. The crowd have sensed it too, as Gidman takes the throw for Manchester United. Hughes. Gidman. Obstruction, surely, yes, free kick, indirect. Moran's gone forward, but McGrath stayed back. Well, they've got plenty of height in there, Manchester United. 6-footers like Norman Whiteside and Frank Stapleton, joined by Kevin Moran. Hughes and Robson in there too. And Everton have brought everybody except Trevor Steven back into their penalty area. Gidman will take it when they can find the right spot. He probably hit it in with a little bit of pace. But Everton get it away. I think it was probably Andy Gray's header that did it. Albiston. Vanden Hauwe getting above Stapleton. Here's Olsen. A little touch. Albiston again. And Gary Stevens high into the crowd. So Manchester United's throw. Jesper Olsen. I'll get past Trevor Steven. There's 5 minutes of the first half left. Brian Robson. Whiteside, a powerful header. Bracewell, Whiteside again. And Olsen is offside. Wasn't much in it. And they played here, of course, in the European Championship for Denmark when they beat England here. McGrath with a header. A certain amount of hesitancy there, I thought. But in the end, they get it back to Gary Bailey. Ian?
Well, that's happened 2 or 3 times in a game. You know, Bailey is coming so far and staying, and McGrath don't think trusts him today. He's a bit reluctant to go and get the ball and give it back to him. You know, and there has been hesitancy. In fact, we were saying in the Luton game, remember the live game some weeks ago, that Everton, you know, might give them a problem with high balls, and I think today the high balls that have gone anywhere near the goals have caused Manchester United some problems. But all in all, I think United are probably the more, if he's inventive team when they've had the ball down around the Everton box. You know, they've got trickier players in that area, and but all in all, you know, it's picked up a little bit in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Let's hope in the second half, Brian, that they come out and really go at each other.
Here's Whiteside. 3 minutes of the first half left now. Stapleton to Mark Hughes. Robson. Trying to release Olsen, but he's certainly getting no change today out of Gary Stevens. Albiston. And Robson. Southall very positive. Side wanting to force him, if possible, onto the left foot. Bracewell, stopped by Strachan, taken over by Robson. Olsen on the far side, but again, Stevens is his master. Reed. He had to hold that up because, in fact, the Manchester United back four had come forward so quickly that both Sharp and Gray were caught offside. Hughes, Olsen, Whiteside, on that flank again, but Stapleton offside. A word about Gary Stevens here.
He's having a super game, he really is, and I'm sure that Bobby Robson, who's in the crowd, must be delighted at the form this young man is showing today. Olsen hasn't got any into the game at all at any time. Every time the ball's gone on that side, Gary Stevens has gone in and won it from him. He's having a great game.
Gray and Sharp underneath this one, but it was United who got it away. Paul McGrath. Brandon Howe. That time it was Moran who just got his head to that one. Gray was lurking just behind him. The last minute now of the first half. Robson. Gidman. And this time, just look how well Sheedy has come tackling back there for Everton. And delayed his clearance long enough for Hughes to get in. with a challenge after the ball had gone, which I don't think referee Peter Willis saw. The linesman did and flagged. The referee then looked around to see whether it was serious or not, spotted the flag, in fairness to him, decided to get on with it. Well, here's Olsen in true style getting on with it, putting it in for Norman Whiteside, and Mountfield just there in the nick of time for Everton. It's a lovely ball played in by Olsen.
Well, Norman Whiteside loves to try and get on the end with good little runs from midfield, and big Derek Mountfield blocked his path there.
Here's Olsen again, getting away from that flank where he's had so little change from Gary Stevens, and then gets tackled and dispossessed by his own player, Mark Hughes. Stevens back to Southall. Referee looking at the watch, and the first 45 minutes are over. Everton 0, Manchester United 0. Welcome back to Wembley Stadium, the 1985 FA Cup final, standing at 0-0 between Everton and Manchester United, as the massed bands of the Royal Marines, who've been entertaining us at half-time, are now marching off as the teams prepare to march on. It was clear from what Mike Shannon and Jimmy Greaves were saying, Ian, about both sides pushing up and everything is compressed just a few yards either side of the centre circle. How is that broken down? Good breaks from midfield, well timed, or what?
Well, I've watched Everton a number of times this season, Ryan, and I would say this: in the second half they seem to change their game. In the first half they're knocking a lot of high balls in and really putting teams under pressure that way. Second half they start playing it on the floor a little bit more, and it's almost like watching two different teams. And in the second half of games, and it was interesting, was it Dickie had said that they've won so many games in the last 20 minutes, and it's because I think that they set their stall out that way in the second half and play some very good football, completely different to what they played in the first half. So I'll be looking for that, I think, here. You know, we'll be looking for Peter Reid and Bracewell and Sheedy and Trevor Steven to come more and more into the game and start knocking shorter balls around and playing into feet and getting midfield players in there.
Well, there are teams that have done the treble. Celtic and Ajax, the League, the Cup and the European Cup. Gothenburg, the League, their Cup and the UEFA Cup. Everton, well, the League, we don't know, we know that. The Cup Winners' Cup, we know that. The FA Cup will be decided in the next 45 minutes. Unless, of course, we go to extra time and a replay which is scheduled for next Thursday. So here we go, the second half. Manchester United attacking the goal to our left. Strachan. Stapleton playing it on again for him. Ratcliffe getting in quickly. Just a momentary problem there for Everton defender. Kevin Ratcliffe, their skipper. All is well. Let's see what John Gidman can do with this long throw for Manchester United. Stapleton trying to knock it on. Reid there to help it on its way. Robson hitting it, but ineffectively. In fact, Brian Robson shooting so far this afternoon has been pretty ineffective. Gary Stevens hitting it towards Sharp. Reid. Now Gray. Onside, McGrath coming across. The ball out of play for a Manchester United throw. Free kick, the foul by Stevens on Hughes. Whiteside. Gidman. Robson. Put out by Stephen. And McGrath. Ulverston. Hughes. Stapleton. Olsen in a bit of space away on his left, but the pass wasn't forthcoming. And Everton snapped shut again as Reid fights Trevor Stephen towards Andy Gray, launching himself once more at it, but to no avail. It's Bracewell. Getting in very quickly, but the foul that time on Sheedy. Free kick to Everton. Mountfield's forward, 14 goals to his credit this season. Sheedy curling one towards Andy Gray. Stephen. Reid, beaten by the charge of Robson. Trevor Stephen again. Ratcliffe. And an offside. There couldn't have been much in that. Sheedy caught by a yard or so. Gitman's free kick. Van den Hau's clearance. Here he is again. Sheedy for Everton. Andy Gray. Little touch on for Reid. Played on for clearly offside Trevor Stephen. And the referee wanting the kick to be taken from the right spot. Gray claiming in this skirmishing here that he was pushed. It's always hard to understand. Stapleton takes it up again. Play now for Robson. Just wouldn't come down quickly enough for him to try a Mark Hughes type volley.
What a very good head down by Mark Hughes there, Brian. Got up and nodded it down into the path of Brian Robson, and just went a little bit too high for him there, didn't it?
Sheedy. Gray off in pursuit of this one, but Albiston's in pole position. Oh, straight to Gary Stevens. Now, can Stevens keep it in? He can't. It's another throw. Hughes. Tangling with Reid. Reid is the man who gets it. Now Olsen. Played early for Whiteside. Now for Kevin Moran. He miscued there badly, but it fell for Gidman. Here's Strachan. Strachan again. Straight at Van den Hau. Whiteside. Flicking it left-footed for Frank Stapleton. But Hughes waiting in the middle, and Gary Stevens there too. Not even a throw, as Van den Hau makes the clearance. Sharp. Stephen. Gary Stevens. Thank you, says Albiston. Good pass for Robson. Hughes waiting in the middle. Albiston's continued the run. And the pass is on for him. It's on for Strachan too. Then Stevens again was there for Everton, and now here's Paul Bracewell. This is better stuff now as Trevor Stephen takes it up. There's a huge gap for him if he can keep it in, and he can. Gray and Sharp are lurking at the far post. A little too much on it for them, but Sharp looking to get it across, succeeds in doing so. Norman Whiteside was back for Manchester United. Sheedy now. Whiteside. What about That for a cool bit of play from the 20-year-old. Some good attacking football there, in particular from Everton. Reed taking it up again. Just getting it through. Annoyed by the foul by Whiteside on him after the ball had been played. Stevens. Reed. Gray. Bracewell. A lot of blue shirts forward. Little Strachan got his head to that one. Do you see a difference in their style now, Ian, in the second half, Everton?
Well, both sides have certainly picked up here in the second half, Brian. Much better second half here. They're playing a bit of football. It's, you know, there's more excitement in the first 10 minutes of this half than there was in the 45 of the first.
Well, it's Everton's corner. Trevor Stevens to take it. Derek Mountfield coming up, along with Gary Stevens. Sharp and Vanden Hauwe at the near post. Played a little wider towards Mountfield. It was Whiteside's header. Reed trying to turn it back in again. Hughes getting it away for Manchester United. Ratcliffe. And Bailey. Here's Alberston. Olsen ahead of him. Nicely played that by Jesper Olsen. Now the little fullback getting in. And pulled it back, only for Ratcliffe to readjust himself as Hughes was preparing to pounce. Good break by Arthur Alberston. Olsen. No chance there for Robson. Everton's throw. And back with Southall. Sharp. Has he beaten the trap this time? Trying to get it back to Andy Gray. And now Strachan. Much more movement about this second half. Hughes going on his way, but you have to be quick to beat Ratcliffe. Hughes. Strachan. Kidman. Strachan. Here he is again, taking it from Hughes, a touch by Olsen. Robson playing it beautifully wide here for Alberston. Filled in again towards Frank Stapleton, just knocked off the top of his head. Olsen couldn't make anything of it. Sheedy will get it away now. Had a little bit of luck there. Bracewell, Sharp. This is more like it. Vanden Hauwe, touch for Bracewell. Robson in quickly, and from behind. Robson's already been booked.
I thought that was a very good tackle by Brian Robson. I thought he slid in from the side, knocked the ball away. Bracewell fell over, and I don't think that Robson even touched him there.
You were a little surprised also with the booking in the first half, I think, of Brian Robson.
Yes, I was.
Ratcliffe. Towards Andy Gray. Robson getting it away to Peter Reid. Nice little touch by him for Gary Stevens. Good touch by Gary Stevens. Reid at the byline. This could be danger for Manchester United. Just wide from Andy Gray. Tremendous play again by Peter Reid. A little dummy, and then the ball played there, and Gray hooking it wide, and United getting a goal kick. Vanden Hauwe, Bracewell, in goes Robson, keeping things very competitive in the midfield for Manchester United. The free kick going United's way now. on for Gray, but the whistle had gone. The nerve end's getting a little ragged out there. And the free kick given to Everton. Ratcliffe. And the referee's held things up. Wants to have a word with Norman Whiteside for something that must have happened away off that ball as that free kick by Vanden Hauwe was being taken. Maybe Whiteside and Sharp between them are having a little set to. And referee Willis laying down the law. Really do need to have eyes in the back of their heads, referees, on these occasions, particularly. So many things can be happening when free kicks like this are about to be taken, as this one is by Ratcliffe, straight through to Bailey. Wilson. Reid on the ground and could make no progress. Moran getting it back to Bailey. Coming towards a quarter of an hour of the second half and still 0-0, you get the impression that this one is really building to some sort of climax. Vanden Hauwe. In Scotland, we hear that Dundee United have gone 1-0 ahead of Celtic in their 100th Scottish Cup final, and here it's still 0-0 in our 104th final. Dundee United leading 1-0. Ulverston. Whiteside away. And Ratcliffe could have been caught there by Hughes. Sheedy being hounded by two United players, Skidman and Strachan. That would be something of a surprise in Scotland so far, wouldn't it, Ian?
Not really. I think up there people expect Dundee United to win the cup, even though that it's Celtic in the final. They're a very good side, Dundee United.
They getting it back. They've never won it, though, have they?
No, I don't think they have. They're great rivals. Dundee have, you know, over the years, but I don't think United have.
It's a throw to Manchester United. Arthur Ulverston, Scot from Edinburgh. Peter Reid, Andy Gray, Reid. Now Moran, Robson, Bra, it's Everton's ball. Robson. Whiteside. Stevens. There goes Gray, but Moran might get the better of him. They both go down, and he does a bit of complaining. And in fact, the free kick's given to Manchester United.
Peter Reid is complaining as well about Brian Robson's tackle there in midfield on Bracewell. They're having a word with the referee.
Olsen. Outfield away. Can't remember remember a cup final with so few goal chances and shots on goal?
Well, because as the lads were saying at half-time as well, the defences are on top and they're making it very difficult for the forwards of both sides to get themselves into goal-scoring positions. Andy Gray probably had the best of the chances, you know, 5 minutes ago, but we haven't seen too many today.
Outfield. Olsen. Hughes. Oh, the break is on for Norman Whiteside. Tremendous keeping by Southall. Well, it was a great break there by a midfielder, Ian.
Well, we were saying about him breaking from midfield, Big Norman. He's always looking for that kind of ball. But the goalkeeper is in such magnificent form. I mean, another brilliant save from him.
Well, the Football Writers' Footballer of the Year, and that was why. Whiteside, who scored, in point of fact, in the '83 Cup final against Brighton, he became the youngest ever player to score a Cup final goal here. Bailey. He was 18 years and 19 days old at that time, Norman Whiteside, and he very nearly repeated it then. Hughes, Strachan, it's the way of the referee. Whiteside. United turning the heat up a little bit now. Finding Jesper Olsen. Has he got the better of Stevens? He has, but not of Stephen. And it'll be a throw. Orbiston. Robson. Whiteside. Trevor Stephen again. Getting it back to the safety of Southall. And amazing, really came late into the leagues, did Neville Southall. In fact, for a time was on loan with Port Vale. Kidman. Strachan. Sheedy. Here is throw, finding Jesper Olsen. Olsen. Playing with a little more freedom, getting away from Gary Stevens, but then held it too close to Sheedy. Here's Sheedy again, finding Gray, gone a little bit deeper just for the moment. Bracewell, Reed, Sheedy. Plenty of animation on the benches with the managers, as you can see there. Free kick to Everton. Sheedy with it, spotted something quickly and took it. McGrath was up well for Manchester United. In the end, it's Whiteside who makes the clearance. Only Ratcliffe had stayed back. Bailey's ball. Everton, in point of fact, with a good record against Manchester United this season. They walloped them 5-0 at Goodison Park in the league, drew 1-1 in an exceptional game at Old Trafford, and also then went to Old Trafford and won 2-1 in the Milk Cup. Here it's 0-0, and now it's Strachan, stopped well again by Gary Stevens.
What a brilliant interception that was, Brian, because Olsen would have been clear in the box if he hadn't got his foot to that one.
Olsen was snapping at him, but he still got the ball clear, and he'll sit with Paul Bracewell. Right side, a little deeper in this half, getting it through to Stapleton, and Ratcliffe's foul. Leaves Stapleton on the deck. Showing the referee the damage, the top of the right thigh. What did you make of this one, Ian?
Well, I thought Kevin Ratcliffe went in a little bit late on that one, to say the least, and it was a bad foul, actually.
What would they be wanting now? A goal, yes, but that's Mike Duxbury on the left, the United substitute. What would they be looking from their team now, do you think?
I suppose Mickey Duxbury would love to come on now, wouldn't he? I mean, there's nothing worse than sitting on the bench with your boots on and not getting a kick in the ball.
Well, Stapleton's okay. Van Hal up. Bracewell too. Strachan. Goodman will take the throw. We've coming up to 25 minutes of the second half. Just over 20 minutes to go. Robson. And now Stephen. Right side, really pumping hard to get back. In fact, you can see now there are just 20 players, and I suppose it was a band of about 15 yards at the most. And they were all inside it. Reid. Oh, good play by Peter Reid. Will he go all the way? No, big Paul McGrath was in the way there. But then a ricochet gives it back to Everton. Here's Trevor Stephen. McGrath again there for Manchester United. So they try the other side. Van den Hauwe, Sheedy, who so far has had a fairly quiet game, but that's an interesting little cross in there towards Andy Gray. And Bailey is there, fisting it, without a great deal of conviction, but he got it nonetheless to Jesper Olsen. Another throw to Everton. Warren's header. Stevens. Touched by Stephen to Andy Gray. Bracewell's made a break. And on the far side, Sheedy has come in, but beaten in the air by Goodman. Strachan finding Whiteside. See just how many people are gathered in that small band across the field. It's difficult, even for the best of players, to find any space to show their skills. But here's Olsen. It's all so very tight. It might come through for Olsen again. And then he's trying to get Hughes on his way. And it's a corner off Mountfield. Their first of the game, with 26 minutes of the second half gone. So for the first time, McGrath and Moran can get forward. So McGrath's going to the near post, where already are stationed Whiteside and Stapleton. But a little flick on won't be forthcoming as Olsen finds Strachan. McGrath in for Strachan again. A shot on the turn by Stapleton is charged away by Everton. Hughes. Linesman flagging either for the ball out of play or a foul by Vanden Hauwe, which I think is probably what it was, which will give United the free kick. And Gordon Strachan, who will take the kick himself. Virtually another corner, and certainly the opportunity for United to keep this pressure now on Everton. Strachan's free kick. Sharp away. "18 minutes or so to go. Kidman with another throw for Manchester United. Sheedy. Right. Simply getting it away to Sharp. Robson. Strachan. Kidman. Stopped by Sheedy. And Vanden Hauwe. We're notoriously bad tipsters, Ian, but this really has got the look of extra time about it.
I was thinking that myself before, and I thought, well, say nothing, because somebody will probably score a goal if you say that.
Outfield. Sharp is in there. Strachan. And away goes little Strachan. Well, if he'd just looked up for a moment and could have seen Frank Stapleton in an acre of space on the far side. Being called to Peter Willis now. My eye was following the ball. Ian, did you see what that was for?
I actually was following the ball as well, Brian. I'm not sure. It may be for a little bump on somebody, but I thought he's been dicing with the referee today a few times, because you know, he's a great talker, Andy, as well, and he's probably, if it was for that, really not a lot in that at all, was it?
May have been a slight elbow there, but it didn't seem too harsh. McGrath. Strachan trying to get himself clear of those Everton manacles, but still can't be done. Looked like a handball there, but play on, said the referee. Reid is with it, having a really fierce batting in the midfield with Brian Robson. Having a chat with the referee. I think it's probably a sign of the frustration that's creeping in on both sides at the moment. Olsen. Stopped, and here's Reid. Bracewell, who stopped Olsen in the first place. Right side, letting it run. Kidman. Everton's throw. Sheedy. And again. Nicely played by Strachan for Robson. Offside against Hughes. Correct decision. Outfield. Aim towards Andy Gray. McGrath has missed so little in the air. Trevor Stephen. Kidman clear. Downfield versus Whiteside. Reid. Goodness, he's covered some ground today. Ratcliffe. Too high for Sheedy. Kane McGrath's there for Manchester United. Here's Strachan. Hughes. Olsen. Seeing what can pop up on the other side for him. McGrath. Oh, intercepted by Reid. And brought down with a desperate challenge by Kevin Moran. Into the book. Suddenly Everton looked to have 3 up and only one United player was back. It was Kevin Moran, and it was a desperate challenge there on Peter Reid. And that produced the booking. Oh, he sent him off. He sent Moran off. I don't think it's any good him arguing, but Moran's been sent off.
Well, I really do find that incredible, Brian, because it was just a badly timed tackle, a fraction of a second out, nothing malicious about it at all. And for the lad, no wonder he's upset to be sent off in a cup final for a tackle like that. I just can't believe it. I think the referee's 100% out of order.
Well, he's desperately upset, as you can see, but the referee was adamant. First man ever to be sent off in a Wembley Cup final. Ron Atkinson there, he is deeply incensed.
Peter Reid actually went over and patted him on the back and said, sorry, mate. I mean, the players of both sides.
And Ron Atkinson's still on the field there, just for a moment. Sorry, Ian. And Kevin Moran cannot be consoled. The challenge on Peter Reid. Now, whether he argued afterwards with the referee or not, I'm not sure. But he's sent off the field, and Manchester United are down to 10 men. Gray getting it back. Stevens trying to get in. Stephen also. Bracewell playing it in. And still 10 minutes of normal time to go, and Everton with 11 to Manchester United's 10.
Frank Stapleton is filling in there as centre-half in Moran's position.
Looking after Andy Gray. Whistles all around against that decision of referee Willis in sending off Kevin Moran. Chance now for Everton really to push home this advantage with United down to 10 men. On such a hot and energy-sapping day, it's going to be a real battle for United now. There's Stapleton, who's now in the back four for Manchester United, losing out to Peter Reid. His challenge on Reid now. Down goes Peter Reid. And it was noticeable that Peter went across and tried to console Kevin Moran as he was sent off. Ian?
That tackle there by Stapleton was almost exactly
identical.
Exact replica of the foul of Peter Reid before.
Well, the problems for United continue, because now for the first time in the game, Kevin Sheedy gets a chance with a free kick just outside the box. Or will it be Trevor Steven? No, it's Sheedy. Whipping it in, the flag goes up. Southall with the clearance now for Everton. Gray. Kidman there. If anything, the sending off of Kevin Moran will just stiffen the resolve of Manchester United. But it's going to call for some mighty efforts from their lungs and from their legs. Still 0-0 though. And there goes Hughes. Little Strachan. Vanden Hau's after him. Ratcliffe's gone across. But Strachan getting the ball in, and Robson making a mighty effort to get to it. Flipped in there once again. He couldn't get it through to Whiteside. Now Gidman. Laid on nicely by Strachan for Gidman. It comes to Brian Robson. Will he get his shot in? No, he won't, and neither. Well, even at the second attempt, it was high over the top. Well, I notice that Ron Atkinson has got Mike Duxbury warming up. Whether he will think in due course of bringing Duxbury on into a central defending position and put Staple and back up front again, I don't know.
It is a dilemma for him. He's obviously got that in mind, you know, bring the extra defender on, take maybe a forward off, and just hang out for a 0-0er on the day. He may, of course, just wait to extra time. If the game goes into extra time, then he probably will do that.
Outfield. Will Sheedy be first to show? No, McGrath. And McGrath again. Such a responsibility on his shoulders at the back now for Manchester United. Whiteside battling on. It'll fall for Orbiston. And now for Olsen. 10 men are coming, springing back now. The little chip in there. Can Orbiston get on the end of it? Oh my goodness, the bounce nearly took it past Southall. And up in Scotland, Celtic have equalised, and it's 1-1 with Dundee United. David Provan has scored for Celtic. Here it's still 0-0. With 5 minutes of normal time remaining, Frank Stapleton with the free kick for Manchester United. With Kevin Moran off the field, sent off. Fighting back the tears of his disappointment, Kevin Moran. Cut on his head as well. Here's Hughes, but there are so many blue shirts at the back. Olsen's coming up on this side to support him, and here's Strachan, a little burst of acceleration by him, and United get a corner. And is it Mountfield down? Well, he's off the field, so presumably the game will have to go on. Derek Mountfield some attention from John Clinkert there, the Everton physio. Both sides in at the moment, down to 10 men. As Olsen takes this corner for Manchester United, 0-0. Robson was in amongst that lot, so too was McGrath, but it's behind for the goal kick. Ratcliffe, Vanden Hau. Vanden Hau. Wow. Oh, Whiteside tangling there with Bracewell after they've both gone up for that header. Well, they got some sensations up in Hampden Park because Celtic have now gone 2-1 ahead. kick. Stapleton. Whiteside. Onside, but Southall is there. Orbiston. Olsen. Stapleton. Jesper Olsen trying to get on for Stapleton, and if it's possible, there seems to be an even greater determination about Manchester United at the moment, as though they're going to try and put things right for Kevin Moran.
Well, I think they're trying to snatch one just before the end, but Brian, they don't want to go into extra time if they can help it.
Hughes, Kidman. Oh, he's dummied well. Whiteside trying to put him through. Goodness, I thought that was going to be for a moment an own goal by Van den Haar. And so did they on the bench. Look at that shot of Ron Atkinson. He thought suddenly they'd snatched one that really mattered. It's a well-played move and some good work by Kidman. Whiteside putting him in and Van den Haar getting in there, just clearing the crossbar. Good play by Whiteside. More pressure on Everton from the 10 men of Manchester United. Strachan towards the near post. Comes out to Orbiston. Header wide for little Strachan. Now for Olsen. And Southall's ball, but the flag was up. Well, there's about a minute of normal time remaining. Van den Haar. Stapleton up. Foul by him on Gray. Free kick to Everton. Right at the last, will Everton snatch it? Treble is there for them still, as Sheedy takes this free kick. Goal kick. We're now playing time added on for injuries at the end of 90 minutes. It'll be 15 minutes of extra time each way. Bailey out. And that's the end of 90 minutes. And the balance, you would think, Ian, with 30 minutes to go, would now spring a little bit towards Everton with their 11 men.
Oh yeah, I mean they've got to have the advantage now, and I'm just wondering if Ron Atkinson will bring the defender on and maybe take Olsen off, who really hasn't made a major contribution this afternoon.